Greetings. Peace, everyone. We are live. Let me text Kyler, let him know that I sent him the link. Kyler should be here shortly, everyone. Again, Kyler should be here shortly, guys. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you share. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you go to dynastymirror.com. Make sure tour Sierra Leone. We still have some spots left. So if you want to roll, citizenship opportunities are available as well. Again, citizenship opportunities are available as well. So if you're interested in rolling, don't have cold feet, come. Come to Africa, come enjoy Africa. You know, if you have your African ancestry DNA certificate, and I think, and don't hold me to it, if you could prove via DNA that you are connected to a tribe in Sierra Leone on your maternal or paternal side, you are eligible. So come and roll. Again, come and roll. We would love to have you in beautiful, beautiful Sierra Leone. Let me make sure all this is running right. All this is running right. Like I said, Kyla will be joining us here shortly. I got all these windows up, man. I just got a bunch of I'm that guy that has a bunch of windows up. And then also I'm that guy that just on his home screen, I just got like a million different photos and all types of stuff, guys. Oh, guys, you guys want to see something real quick? Nah, not yet. You got not yet. Like I said, I've said this before. We are rebranding the site. We're rebranding the tour company. So right now it's just in search of a Huru, but we are rebranding it. So, you know, that is in the works right now as we speak. It is in the works, everyone. It's in the works. Shout out to Alan in the chat room. Shout out to everybody who is joining us. What are the results of let's check out the New Jersey real quick. New Jersey. What are the results in the New Jersey governor race? Have they called that yet? Have they called that yet? Okay. Yeah. So Phil Murphy won. Barely. He barely won. But hey, this is putting the Democratic parties on they're getting their wake up now. You know, they are definitely getting their wake up. So, you know, we're going to open up the lines here shortly. Again, everyone, again, thank you. I'm just reading some of you guys, just reading some stuff, checking out the news, you know. So let me put, guys, we'll go ahead and get started. So link is in the chat room. If you guys want to call in, link is in the chat room. Click on the link. You can come in. This will be an open discussion. You know, the VOTEPs, VOTEPs, you guys got to get back on your job. You know, you guys, the shaming tactics didn't work. Again, the shaming tactics didn't work. You know, the VOTEP shaming tactics. You gotta vote because your ancestors died. Your ancestors died for the right for you to vote. Your ancestors. Oh, here's my favorite one. Here's my favorite one, you guys. If you ain't voting for Biden, unfollow me right now. I'ma block you. I'ma block you. Did y'all get threatened? If you're not voting in this election, I'ma block you. Unfollow me right now. Unfollow me right now. So we just had a mayoral race here in Atlanta, low turnout. Because at the end of the day, it's just like black folks are just tired now. They're saying, what are we voting for? They're saying, what are we voting for? Crime is still getting worse. I mean, crime is getting worse. The schools still suck. And we still ain't got our affordable housing. So what do you want me to vote for? You can't use the boogeyman of Donald Trump anymore because he's not in office. You can't scream racism when the Democratic Party, you guys aren't doing anything for us, but you're screaming racism from, be careful of all this racism coming from the Republican Party. So black people are just like, we're just gonna sit it out. There's nothing in it for us. The racism card is not gonna work anymore. Yeah, you guys the Democrats got to actually do something now. You guys should have done this during the primaries. And I knew this was going to happen. All these these vacation mandates. Again, all of these vacation mandates. Read between the lines. All these vacay mandates. Mandatory vacays just to pretty much navigate throughout society. Crime is out of control. Again, crime is out of control. Kyla, you're not in here, Kyla. Hold on. Kyla just hold on. Let me resend Kyla the link. I don't see him in here. Maybe I sent Kyla the wrong link, but Kyla's not in here. Hold on one second. Let me send Kyla the link real quick. But yeah, Kyla, you must have clicked on the wrong link, brother. Hold on one second, guys. Sorry about the delay. All right, Kyla, I sent you the link. We are live. Where are you? We are live. Where are you? Yeah, man. It's just listen. I got the jab. I had horrible side effects for a couple of days. I mean, there's just a lot going on. Yeah, the Democrats tell black people to watch out for the racism from the Republicans. There you go. Colin,
well, you sent me the wrong link.
Oh yeah, I probably did. My bad. Colin, we're just discussing what happened in Virginia and almost happened in New Jersey last night.
Yeah, simple thing is that they're not going to talk about this. Just like in 2016, black people are a big factor. Black people are unmotivated to go to the polls. And 2020 they got to polls through our emotions. That every day they show us rioting. There's some black people who really thought there was going to be a revolution. No, they let you burn a couple of things. They let you get loud. They told you going to defund the police. So some black people had aspirations of, yeah, man, I can go out there and sell my weed out in the open. I could knock off a 7-Eleven when I want to. And everything else. Like so we had this idea that the white man was going to hand over this country to us, and because of past grievances, that was just a ploy to get us motivated to get out there, vote, and back them up and intimidate the white community with violence, And then we thought, like I said, and I was telling you the people the whole time, this nonsense about you got serious people in serious discussions about getting reparations. It's a joke. The Democrats got their agenda. Their agenda is what was defeated last night, right? Their agenda does not include anything you want to. Well, we got to put our issues on the table. But look, let me say something, folks. Right? It's like think about like the winning team, right? A winning group of people winning, and they got all the power and everything. Power concedes nothing except by force. Real power is taken. There's no such thing as somebody giving you power. There's no such thing as somebody going to empower you. You know, we've been listening to that nonsense for decades. Oh, we're going to get empowerment. There's no such thing as empowerment. Power is taken by force, right? By force, by brutality and force. If you really knew a revolution in power and what it was, you like that. What just shows me is for the first time, I think a lot of black people just said, you know something, you know, they want to feel some sort of power. And so black people, this guy Phil Murphy should not be struggling in New Jersey. You think about that, you know?
All right.
You know, he should not be. That should have been an easy victory. But what happens is when you don't have black people out there. Remember when Obama was elected? You had black people standing on a long line. Remember that?
Right.
You know, people. Oh yeah, I gotta go to vote. You got brothers who never voted and everything like that. Thugs, everybody out there. I got
everybody. Shit, I voted.
Yeah, everybody would cast my vote and everything.
Yeah.
So time has passed, right? And people don't understand something, you know. And after all these years, it's not like, let me say something. Black people are the one group of people. We're pretty much apolitical. You know, people don't really understand it. We're apolitical. Which what I mean is this: we don't the black middle class, at least, right? We don't generally benefit directly from politics in America because we have really nothing at stake. You know, other groups of people have collective things at stake here. You know, they like the Mexicans who are dominating the labor market right now have a labor supply chain from Mexico, which people don't realize. There's staffing services, everything. So they have a vested interest in exploiting people, their own kind, coming across the border. They have an interest in keeping that going. Can you show me one thing that we collectively, or there's an entity of black people that benefit from? Let me give you an example. Yesterday on the show, young brother accused you of coming from a world-class background, right? You know, he said, "Diners, how dare you come from a privileged background, right?" The whole thing is this: when you have black people, right? We subconsciously dislike black people who are successful in power. We won't yield to them. Right. We won't yield to them. We won't back them up. We won't back them up. We only when somebody black is wealthy and everything, we don't consider that as part of us. Everything. Well, what are you gonna do for the black people? Whereas a Mexican or whoever else, a Jew. I mean, you know how many poor Jews I've known growing up, but they always like, oh yeah, we know those rich Jews over there. You know, they'll vote to protect those rich Jews. Why? Because they feel that they're somehow connected. So what is it about the black people who are wealthy? How come they don't have any connection with the masses of black people? Now you can, as people say, Tyler Perry, but that remains to be seen. You know, Tyler Perry gets a lot of shit for not. Now he said he's going to hire more directors, and right, he's not going to do everything himself and everything now, and so therefore people are looking at that. So there's no one black person that look how we threw Bill Cosby under the bus. Bill Cosby gave $100 million to black causes and black colleges and everything, and black people disenfranchised him and threw him out on the bus like we didn't care. Right. But at the same time, you have white people who've done 10 times who Hefner used to do those same parties, drugging women, and everything like that. But this guy died, a rich white man in America is Hugh Hefner, founder of Playboy. That's the difference. We don't have that sort of community. So when people tell you go out there and vote, right? Who are we? Who are we voting for? Who are we with? Who is us? And I think this time black people are starting to realize that, you know, it's like, who is us? And the whole thing is this: when the guy Glenn Youngkin Terry McCullough starts saying Trumpism, he didn't get the memo that there's a lot of black people who are tired of hearing about Donald Trump.
Right.
You know, we're tired of hearing about Donald Trump. We see just today, just a few hours ago in Norfolk, Virginia, Dinus, 5 black women were killed, you know, in a mass shooting.
Are you serious?
Yeah, just not even 2 hours ago.
Are you serious?
Norfolk, Virginia, pull it up, you know, and Young's Park, you know, terrible place, you know, terrible. Actually, they're supposed to be shutting that place down, you know, shutting Young's Park. I did an event there 2 years ago. The people there living under terror and everything with the violence and everything. Good people live there, but they're just poor. They have no other options. Young's Terrace in Norfolk. You see, you pull it up.
Is it Kimball Terrace?
Kimball.
Here we go. 3 women killed, 2 wounded in Virginia shooting. Goodness.
Yeah. So
hold
when
on.
people telling me about, I need to
be Young Terrace, the housing project. Yeah,
housing project, Young Terrace. Yeah, no, it's Young Terrace. Kimball Terrace is another place.
Yeah, Young Terrace. Yeah,
Young Terrace. Kimball Place is another place. Kimball Terrace is not that bad. You know, it's bad, but not that bad. You know, all these terraces and parks. Anytime they name your neighborhood park or place or terrace, whatever, there's shit going on. You know, but
dang. Hold on, let me read this. 3 women killed, 2 wounded in Virginia shooting. 3 women were shot to death and 2 others wounded in a Norfolk neighborhood Wednesday evening, police said. Norfolk Police Chief Larry Boone said officers knew the person responsible but haven't taken them into custody, news outlets reported. Probably self-defense. Police say dispatchers received a call about a shooting at approximately 6 p.m. in the Young Terrace housing development. Investigators believe the shooting stemmed from a domestic situation. The chief said, without providing additional details, the gunman shot 1 woman, and when the other 4 tried to help her, Boone said the gunman shot them. The 2 women were wounded, were taken to a local hospital, officials say. Goodness.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you, right, in these places like this, Dinus, I'm gonna tell you where it's hopelessness. And brace yourself. The holiday times are coming up, right? Holiday times is dancing through the halls, one of them say. But in the black community, it evokes it's the poor communities. Holiday season evokes a time where people are like, damn, this is supposed to be Christmas and my shit's fucked up. It's gonna be fucked up next year, the year after. So I don't give a fuck, you know. This is when you're gonna see an increased number of violence, everything like that in our communities and everything. And the bottom line is this, Diane, are these issues of anger and loneliness and resentment and just lack of disrespect. We have a culture of disrespect in Black America where people feel like they're absolutely nothing. I'm serious. When you feel like you're absolutely nothing but a piece of garbage, and society tells you you're nothing but a victim, you know, you have no hope and everything. So everybody like, oh yeah, what about the black people? These liberals don't know the damage they're doing. You're taking the pride and the self-esteem away from the people and telling them that they're nothing but victims and they're hopeless and everything. So how you think they're gonna act? You know, only because you want to get in power. You know, you want to get in power by picking at wounds. We got a lot of wounds in the black community, but let us build our people and build our people up. You want to pick at our wounds for your own thing. You're like bloodsuckers. They want to pick at our wounds so they can drink the blood. Oh, look at black people. You're going through this one. Let me pick this wound right here. Well, look, let us go through that. And I think last night, right, black people said they're tired of people picking their wounds. Because the bottom line, look at this, you know, a day later after the new elections and everything, this happens. Black America is going through a whole world. No matter who gets elected governor, it's not going to change because we're living in 2 different worlds. There's a black world and there's a white world, you know? And it's to pretend like we get some critical race theory taught and some liberals nonsense taught that our problems are going to end. No, these are our problems. You know, the violence, the black on black violence, the black self-hatred is the number one problem in our community. No, the senseless number of people dying every day. Every day in my area, someone's getting shot and killed. Oh, but you don't have to look at the news. You know, it's black people, you know, 15-year-old, 16-year-old. You don't see white kids dying like this. You don't see Mexican kids dying like this. And to my point about
do you know, I think it was last year or this year, over 200 rappers were killed?
200 rappers, yeah.
Or died, yeah.
Yeah, it's the bottom. It's look, If you don't see now that I'm not playing games anymore, there's a genocide going on, a cultural genocide, because they're not going to let us live in this country of peace. They're going to keep paying rappers to talk about all this nonsense, keep beef between rappers, keep playing on the radios, keep instigating stuff and everything. And you guys kill each other because it gives white people and white American entertainment at the same time. They say white people say, look, these people think they can do better than this. These people want to rule. These people want to defund. Look at these people. Look at it. That's all they do. You don't think, Dinus, they don't look at the crime rate in Black America as ways of discrediting us? You know?
All right.
They use crime and all stuff like that to discredit us, to tell us that we're nothing. Malcolm X talked about this. You know, he talked about, right when Black people had the righteous indignation in saying we want this, the news articles started talking about Black crime, right? Then Malcolm X shot back and said, man, I knew so many white women that were in nice penthouse apartments that were prostitutes, so many white men that were murderers, killers, and some of everything and everything. For the most part, I never seen Black people do a lot of stuff I seen white people do. All so right. This idea that what Black men are criminals and this criminal culture that we carry on, right, has to end. Yeah. So, but this new lieutenant governor, I didn't know her name really until the thing, Virginia. You see her?
Right. Yeah.
She's Jamaican.
So the first Black woman to be lieutenant governor of Virginia. Where's Black Girl Magic at? Why they yelling Black Girl Magic?
Because she's not towing their nonsense. Because the bottom line is this is what it is. And I said this. Didn't I say this time? I said, look, you so-called Black people in America, you got to make a decision. Either you're going to assimilate into America, forgive the white man, and just get along with America, or you join the nationalist movement and really talk about building Africa and leave America alone. There's no more in between. Because immigrants are like this. They're coming over here, Black immigrants, right? That's going to be the new story, the narrative of Black America. It ain't going to be the civil rights anymore, the Black people slave. Because white people said, we gave you enough time to get over slavery, to forgive and get along. And no matter what you do, I remember watching this one thing. I'm going to get back to what talk about slavery. This guy is saying, this guy told Candace Owen, I'm oppressed. He's a lawyer. I'm oppressed. I'm systematic. And she looked at him like, you're a lawyer and you're talking about you got post slavery. This is what the mentality is, you know? And some people think that they're going to, then some of these people get into the Black nationalist movement, right? And they're absolutely useless to us because they have the victim mindset. I'm a victim, everything. And what's happening is this. You Black immigrants are coming here, right? That for all it's worth, they say, yeah, we see it's racist, but the bottom line is, I'm gonna freaking America's always been like this thing, up for grabs. We're the only group of people that basically Black people could have took power in Mississippi decades ago. Black people could have took power in Memphis. Black people could have had power all over this country, right? We chose not to.
Right.
We chose not to. We could have been in a better position to help these African emerging states. You know, we could have been in a better position because these cities that we control, that we're tearing up and destroying, have endowments in the billions and hundreds of billions of dollars. You know what they do with those endowments? They invest in developing countries. You know, they invest in. So if we're the ones that basically managing these pension funds and everything in these cities and everything, that means we have potentially, if we had any sort of sense, we could be controlling billions of dollars worth of IRAs and everything flowing across the globe, you know, but we don't do that because every time when it comes down to real power, like you said, Atlanta is what corporate or white managed and white owned, Black managed.
No, white corporate owned, Black managed.
That's what it is. That's all. And you know something? That's all Black people want. And I heard that 70% of Black Atlanta's rent.
Yeah. All right.
That's atrocious, man.
And the thing is, Colin, I didn't really notice it until I moved into the community I'm into. Like literally, so when I first moved to the neighborhood I live in Atlanta, I saw nothing but Black faces, right? But they were all like Section 8 renting. Right. When they would move out, here comes the old white man, the pickup truck.
Yeah, yeah. All white men
To
pickup
the
truck.
house.
Yeah, with the paint buckets in the
Yeah,
back. The paint buckets in the back. You know, and supply and
yeah,
Hector and Jesus. His thing. Yeah, I could paint you a
yeah, man.
picture, man.
He pulls up. Yeah, yeah, buddy. I'm about to renovate, buddy. I'm gonna go ahead and put it on the market. Yeah, I held this home for $5,000 back in, you know, 1998. And I rented it out, man. These values are going up, buddy. So I'm gonna go ahead and renovate this thing, and I'm gonna go ahead and sell it, man. Make my money, cash out, go back, to
But
my
you got
home.
you got to understand, so Dynas, it's
Mhm.
all about how we feel and how we
Right.
look, And I'm not gonna take the time to bash my sisters and whatnot, But our Atlanta is a place where sisters drive the nice cars and whatnot. And they talk about there's not enough shortage of brother because there's no economic. Now there are some people, black people in Atlanta that think, but we know how to fake it till we make it. You know, we
Mhm.
know how to look good. You know what I'm saying? Black, that's one thing you won't give black people. We know how to look good, and we ain't got two dimes to rub together in the bank.
Right.
You know, and then we got some black people, but there is no coordinated effort of black people to really have black power in Atlanta and all these cities. There's no reason why all these cities, even Detroit. Let me give you an example, right? America shut down this steel mills, right? That's still that can be rehabbed in places like Newark, New Jersey, Gary, Indiana, and stuff like that, right? Uh, Africa needs steel, right? But all the steel that's going into Africa that you that builds the airports and everything are coming from China, right? Where
Mhm.
are the black enterprise saying, look, well, we can give government loans to rehab these steel mills, right? And we could basically be a partnership with these African governments or whatever countries that don't produce steel. And we could produce steel, put our people to work here in America. At the same time, we could be investing in a building in Africa. That's Pan-Africanism, But we don't think on that level. We got people, and then you got a whole generation of black men who are not working, who are not industrial workers, who are not all the stuff like this. It doesn't matter. Yeah, somebody said control of capital. Yes, but the whole thing is why? When are we gonna start saying that? Black people, we could. Capital is just basically. First of all, you have to have initial capital. Savings, investing in everything, pooling resources together starts with little. And then it steps up. What we call capital gains, it steps up, you loan it out and everything. And then you make the money finance everything. We have this thing where we just don't like finance, we don't like banking, we're apprehensive about all these things that make we don't like capitalism, And we want to live in a capitalist society, and we don't wonder why we're so freaking broke and everything. And the bottom line is, we don't want to know why is it that we're not getting ahead like other races of people. Now to the point, this the Jamaican lady, right?
Mhm.
That's going to be interesting because we laid down the gauntlet. Something I didn't. You people declared themselves ADOS, FBA, right?
Right.
And the only thing this lady said, she didn't say anything disparaging about African Americans, but I think it was a strong rebuke to this idea that America is just so inherently racist and everything. And she's saying, I'm looking at my life. My father came here with $1.75 in his pocket, and he made it.
Mhm.
And she knows there's millions of African Americans who made it. But the narrative is Dynas, right? Is that if you're African American, no matter how successful you are, you have to have a victim mentality. You
Right.
have to say like this. And I'm telling people all the time, I'm a Pan African, I'm a nationalist, everything, but I don't have nothing against black people who want to be pro-American. If you love America, you say this is the country, best country. That's fine. I have no problem with that. I have no problem with that. I just don't believe it. But for other reasons, for other reasons. Now, financially and everything like that, I have that. America's been good to me and everything, but I want something more. I'm a nationalist. If you're not a nationalist, right? If you are not a nationalist, if you don't believe that black people in America deserve a nation to become a people and a nation, one blood, one nation, one land of themselves, then just go ahead and just be an American. Forget
Right.
about this nonsense about because you are going to be pushed to the side by the black immigrants. because they're not going to join. And it's not like Stokely Carmichael back in the days, Yeah, black power, black power. As soon as like see, you gotta say something. White people control the narrative, and it shows me that white supremacy is not as invincible as people say. Get this: white man goes sees Nigerians coming in, right? He says, "I'm racist." White supremacist. We have this idea: white supremacists are just so racist. They see it the very sight of a black man. He wants to get violent and everything. But the white man's smart, right? He said, "Okay, I see this guy over here. He's from Equatorial Guinea. Well, I know, and I'm telling you how they think. I know that we get some oil from Equatorial Guinea, right? And the bottom line is, I'm going to treat him a little bit more with respect. Why? Because I want him to go back to his country, right, and say those white people treated me nice. Think about it. Especially when you deal with Congolese. White people will not. There was I don't know if you remember this. Remember a couple of years ago, there was a Congolese man in Georgia, somewhere in the neighborhood. He was trying to get in his house, and they called the police on it, arrested him. Whatever, older guy. It was a guy from the Congo. Remember that? And they didn't know he was from the Congo, right? And then as the police got there, oh, sorry, sir. I really am sorry. He was just going there to explore the house. He purchased a house, whatever, in this white suburb. And so the bottom line is once they found out that he wasn't a regular African American and everything, oh wow, it was, oh my God, the police, oh yeah, well, we're sorry about the mishaps and everything. Even the neighbors that called the cops on him, oh, we're real sorry. It just happened. What's that saying? We thought you was one of these regular niggas around here, like that. So this is what's happening, right? Mark my words. They're building a relationship with other Africans, black people, right? Around the African American, and the African American is getting marginalized. We're being so the African immigrants are going to have a choice. Do we join with the African Americans and become losers and just marginalize all the time, or we basically just ignore this so-called race stuff and just enjoy and get the fruits of America? I think they're going to take the latter. And so that's what's happening. That's what's happening right now.
Once guys, hit that like button again. Please hit the like button also too. Link will be in the chat room if you'd like to call in and add to the conversation. Link is in the chat room. And once again, guys, hit that.
I want to hear from all the Democrats, the black Democrats, what they got to say right now. I definitely want to hear for what they got to say right now, because the bottom line is this. The ones that thought that they're black people, like I said, you have to know the mood of your people. This is what happens, Diane. Because nobody respects us, where people put words in our mouth. They'll hear one black person speak called racist white supremacy. They'll say, "See, this is the mood of black people, right?" And they'll think that we have this mood to go out and vote and everything, because that's really what it comes down to, folks. They're not going to talk to you again until 2022. Right? Forget it. We have 2000. That's all they need you for, is your vote. That's it. Now, 2022, between now and 2022, it's going to be interesting how they're going to motivate black people to vote. It's not going to be, first of all, there's nothing on the table because they already got their agenda. Their agenda is not giving you anything. So the only thing they could do is use more fear and more browbeating and shaming you, because Martin Luther King marched, and John Lewis got knocked upside his head, so you can get out there and vote.
Right.
That's all they're gonna do. And so therefore, even if you say, "Nah, I don't feel like voting, I'm gonna stay home and everything," that's not good enough for them. That's not good enough for them. They want you to get out there and vote. And the bottom line, and then also, I think what's happening is this. The liberal left has been using the black struggle to gain power. Like, oh, look, the black,
right.
And so therefore, a lot of white people, even reading through the lines, right? Say a lot of white people vote Democrat. People don't understand white guilt is real. You have white people out there like, I see them roll on eyes, right? White man break down in tears. Oh, Mr. Black, I'm just so sorry for everything. And also the black man tell him, what we do? vote Trump out. I'll do that, sir. I'll do that. Vote against his own interest because he's feeling guilty.
And somebody said in 2022, LeBron James is going to wear his Vote or Die T-shirt, and and in 2024, oh man, they're going to be full force.
Yeah, but what are they going to come back with? What are they going to come back with? Why is it that the whole thing is without a strong black presence, right?
Mm-hmm.
They can't win. And you talk about the balance of world power here. So therefore, and even discussions like this are dangerous. Why? Because people are like, yo, look, this chatter is going on the internet and everything. They're starting to get worried about this chatter that's going on the internet of black dissension. And all we're doing is asking questions. What the hell we have to gain from this political process anymore?
Oh, go ahead, Tiakra.
Yeah, bro, I love your bill, Kyler. I love your wisdom, bro. You really giving up us some game. But I just want to say though that we as African Americans are politically naive because the government doesn't make toilet paper right. The government contracts that out to somebody, and somebody has to have a company in place to be able to receive those government contracts. Even that 500 billion supposedly that Trump promised everybody, which was the infrastructure that's in the annual budget. He was going to give us some of those contracts, but we have to have construction companies in place to even receive those.
Right.
So it's a lot of things.
Brother, put the company in place.
Now, let me answer this right here. When Obama passed the stimulus thing, right, back in 2009, right, stimulus, right, black folks like, yeah, all this money, all the white people that were cursing Obama, right, were eating that stimulus up like left and right, getting city contracts. Black shovel-ready job, remember that? Black people didn't benefit one bit because we weren't organized.
Exactly.
What we have to do is have what Black America needs is their own like Halliburton, one big construction, logistical infrastructure consortium that's united under one thing, and said that represents Black America. We build schools, we build hotels, we build roads, everything. Every 90% of Black subcontractors and vendors are connected to this big one corporation. Can you imagine that, Brother Tiari? Imagine if we had that in place.
Yes, I can. We could do it. I can imagine.
We can't do it as long as we up here, Black people fighting with each other and talking nonsense every day and talk about reparations, everything like that. The fools gotta go. The people like this sort of conversation, what you just said, and I just said, that should be John Wayne, because we do have the people in place. We have black men, a black engineering company that built a suspension bridge in Seattle. The Whitaker Group. Did you ever interview the Whitaker Group, Dinus? They build stadiums and everything. She's the one. She's in South Africa now. She builds airport stadiums. You should interview her, Miss Whitaker, the Whitaker Group. The Whitaker Group. The Whitaker Group. And we have Mr. Hightower. He's a guy, African American man who has an oil transport company, Magnet Transport petroleum throughout the United States, and he has operations throughout the world. We have those people, but those type of Black people are never the leadership in our community. We have rappers, we have drug dealers, thugs, fools, clowns. We have everybody else leading us, because white America puts us, because we don't have the thing like that. That's why I said, when our platforms like this, we have to start honoring and showcasing these sort of people. These are the people we want to step up and lead us. If we had that sort of consortium, if we had our own Black Halliburton company, right? That had stock and everything. That's this Black a logistics company that has every sort of logistics from building to pipeline to everything like that. To heavy construction, everything. We had that one company that says, okay, we contract like labor supply, staffing service, everything. All this stuff is logistics. But Black America's infrastructure is not organized. That's the problem. That's why we can't even take advantage of that and everything, because we have to say who we are. the crime, the violence that's in Black America, that's not who we are. We got to let some of these people go. We got to let these rappers go. We got to let this culture of degradation go. The culture of misogyny. We got to let all that stuff go. We got to get back to families. We got to get back to love. We got to get back to building. You know, that's what we have to get back to in Black America. You know?
Word, bro. And I just want to say before I get on off that Claude Anderson said we need to buy our politicians. I don't want to be in politics all day, and we on these platforms.
I don't know. Not to cut you off, I have to look at Clyde kind of. I mean, let me watch my words carefully. I respect the elder, but Clyde was on the Breakfast Club talking about vote for Biden. So where's the buying? I mean, did he buy out Biden?
Well, I'm just saying, like for me personally, Dennis, I'm not a politician. I never went to school. Trying to figure out what they do in Washington, for me, I'll be lost in the sauce, and I'd rather hire a professional to do that. And I agree with y'all that Democrats need to step up or get out of the way, but I just, that's just my opinion at the moment. Maybe somebody will say something to change my mind, but I just think we need to get us a politician that's really going to be, or a couple of politicians that's really going to be behind us, and let the thing do what it do, and we in the back taking care of our work, making sure our brothers in Africa is getting fed, and we start to build them up and let them benefit from what we doing over here. But I'll bag up and let somebody else come through. Thanks for letting me on.
Okay, I appreciate you coming on, brother. Now we got Ben.
How you guys doing? How you guys doing tonight?
We doing good. How are you?
I'm doing great. I was just wanted to elaborate on Colin saying about having big black corporations. That'd be a good idea if we do that in tech. That you have your own tech corporations where you can have engineers, developers, innovators that can be very strong on looking towards betterment of gaming. Because blacks are the biggest consumers of video games.
I mean, that's good, brother. Bro, I don't know what thing is. We're talking about something big. We're talking about the future of Black America.
Right.
That's on a different level. What I'm talking about is infrastructure. Mm-hmm. We had control. We had a chance to control cities like Gary, Indiana. We have control trucking, everything from industry and everything like that. We need serious heavy industry. We need our own.
Let me ask you about Gary, Indiana. So I was watching this documentary, and basically they said the reason why Gary failed is when a black mayor, the first black mayor, was elected, all of the white businesses pulled out.
Yeah, they pulled their capital out. This is what happened. They pulled their capital out. A city is a bond. A city, this is what a city is, a charter, right? When you have a city, you have a bond, right? The city needs a tax base, right, to operate. The police, courts, everything like that, right? Other than a city may get a complimentary fund from the state and some limited federal level. But the city is a business. It's a corporation, right? It has a bond, right? A bond. And so, therefore, a city with its pension funds, its projected tax bases, its tolls, all the stuff it collects as taxes, utilities, everything goes into this fund and everything. What happened was, and then also to finance that, right? People have their pension funds, their hedge funds, everything like that to fund the city, right? And the city pays that back of the principal and interest back through the tax revenue. Now, if you don't have any tax revenue, right, then what happens was, I don't know if the whites did that. They said there's no way if we become a city with the blacks and everything, we're just going to take our money and put it in someplace else. And that's what happened.
No, they built like another city. Like
they built another city, but
right.
The thing is, let's ask you a question. Why wouldn't they, right? But the thing is, because what happened was this, even though there was a large black working class community like that, we have to go from the working class, right, to the upper class. We have to make that transition. We have to have a black investment class, a well-to-do class, a wealthy class that's connected to the masses. You know, that has to happen. We've always been apologizing, but I'm not talking about black people making $1 million selling records and stuff like that. We need people that are financially dynamic and everything. We need bankers. We need venture capitalists. We need all those people that's building and connecting with our culture and our community and everything. But you can't do that if you're going to run them off. If you're going to make the community so dangerous and so vile and so toxic, people like this. Now, when people listen to me talk, they're like, you know something, Colin? I like what you're saying, Colin. I really love what you're saying, Colin. I really love what you're saying, Colin. I wish we're like that. Yeah, see, that's what we have. We have in social media. When you got people like me, Dynas, and Brandon, all that, like, man, we can only get together and everything. This is where we live on social media. But the reality is, we go to these communities, our communities and everything, all hell's breaking loose. All hell's breaking loose. And what can we do? Because we don't have control over our culture. And then when we say, okay, what's the plan about building Black America? What is it about? Let's defund the police. Oh, I want a reparations check. And the people that could be building and saying, I'm going to make a go for it in Black America, they're like this. And I believe those type of Black people go so frustrated, they're going to look up at opportunities in countries like Uganda and Nigeria, South Africa, and whatever. As Africa grows, man, you know, the Black people who got the capital and everything, they're going to look overseas. They're going to look at Dubai, everything, because the Black community has become so toxic in itself that we can't even function, you know? And so that's the problem right there.
And we can't also have real civil conversations, because like if you were listening to the Pan African Strikes Back show yesterday, I was on that panel. There was one guy on the panel being very emotional and having no pulse of being patient and letting other people talk and give them to even listen. And that's the biggest thing about communication, is listening and processing your thoughts.
Yeah. I don't know what show was that. What show was that? What show was that?
It was like 5 reasons blacks should leave the Democrat Party. That was
Right.
that was a great show. I actually liked that because I actually had a chance to talk about that, and I really want to talk about that real quick before I get off here.
Right, go ahead.
That I'm finally very happy that a lot of black people are just finally saying, you know what? After you gave estimation of $450,000 for illegals, how can you tell me after you can't pass the George Floyd bill, you can't pass me this voting rights bill, you tell me we're supposed to listen to you? No, hell no, I don't have to listen to you. I can just
Well, hey, let me say this, right? In all fairness, right? Nobody in the Democratic Party ever actually said that, right? We put words in their mouth. Man, the George Floyd bill, everything. And so it goes. Yes, we live in the age of social media, where stuff is not coming directly from. You never heard Joe Biden ever say it. He said, "Yeah, we got to do something about police reform. Police got to do better and everything." He never actually said he's going to defund the police. Nor did he say he's going to give you reparations. He never said that. You know, we assume that.
Go ahead, Kyle.
Yeah, we assume that, and we ran with it, right? Why? Because there's a lot of black people who are leftists, right? Let me tell you something. Like the lady who we had on here last week, Diane's right. They're left. Let me tell you something, bro. Let me tell you, if you haven't figured this out, I know you're a smart son, brother. A lot of these black people are leftist first, black second.
Right.
Their leftist agenda comes first. Right?
Yes, Trump.
You know, it's not even about Trump. You know, they're leftist first, right? They believe in they don't like the idea. There's people that really despise the idea of being black, right? They hate black families. They hate black patriarchy. They hate black males. They hate black culture. They really despise being black, you know? So they find solace in getting rid. I know these people. They get with white liberals, right? And the white liberals pretend like they hate white people, right? The black people say, yeah, we can only get together. Well, I hate those type of black people too, you know? And so these people get together. They're all misfits, right? But they convince you that they're the majority. They convince you that when you see them with white people, right? that they can have a better relationship with white people than you can. I have a relationship with white people, but my relationship is based on respect. I'm not throwing my people on the bus. I'm not saying anything like that. I understand that the average white person thinks a certain way. If a white person, let me give you an example. If I'm sitting there talking to a white guy, right, and who's a country star? Brad Paisley comes on, right, and he starts rocking, right. I'm not gonna be like, oh, how can you do that? I watched CMT and I didn't see one black person. Oh, I'm shook. But the average white person, the liberal, he'll act like there's nothing. He won't go into white spaces or anything that doesn't have people of color. That's why you think, and these same liberals are now trying to be like, oh, Oscar's so white, Marvel's so white. We need to make Captain America black.
Marvel so white.
It's like all this nonsense to appease black people. These people are in one little box. These black people who don't like being black and want to be white, and the white people who are social justice warriors and white saviors and everything, they're all together in one thing. And they really do believe that the idea, like Barack Obama, they hate the idea that black people still, for the most part, are proud of being black. We like our history. We like our identity, who we are. They think that's a problem. They think white people wanting to be white is a problem. You see what I'm saying?
Yes,
If a white person says, so I want to have some blonde, blue-eyed baby. Oh my God, don't say that. I tell white people all the time. I say, yeah, you want to have some blonde. Oh yeah, but don't apologize because you want some blonde, blue-eyed babies and kids and whatnot. Just say it like it is.
It's about freedom of association. I think
that's not allowed. That's not allowed in the new social justice war things.
It's not even allowed in America. It's just they're making sure they're forcing you to be like, oh, you have to be the same thing, like wear a dress like Lil Nas X. That's like
all this stuff like this. You can't be a man anymore. You can't be a male. Men got to wear dresses now, wear high heels, paint their nails, everything like that. We got to push the boundaries of gender, race. That's who they are. These people don't believe there should be anything such thing as gender. They don't believe anything should be as morality and right and wrong and everything. That's who they are. That's who the leftists are. They believe that if you want to sit home and don't work, you should get a check from the government. We should all pay for you sitting home. That's who they are. They're not black first. And
I just have a job, and I have a job working in IT. Right now, I just started like 3 weeks ago doing their technology development, like installing software, fixing their computers. So my goal in the future is, once I get done doing that, I'm trying to go into telecommunications, and I do a podcast too about technology stuff. So my goal in the future is, once I get done doing that. So thank you guys very much. I didn't want to waste any of your time.
No, you ain't wasting time, man. Good conversation, brother.
All right, thank you guys.
All right, peace. All right, let's see your U.S. law. Go ahead. You got to turn off the background. You got to like some feedback or something. I don't know what's going on.
Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Let me figure out how to do this. Hold on.
Okay. Yeah. So I don't know what happened, guys. Links in the chat room again. Link is in the chat room. Click on the link and you're more than welcome to call in. Again, click on the link and you're more than welcome.
And I think I made I think I'm making my point here, right? My point here, that we're being led by people that are leftists, right? It's the same thing about people who are rightists. Same thing. If your rightness and everything overrides being black, yourself. First of all, the first law of nature is self-preservation. That's it. When I go out and whatnot, I see that the world, as the world sees me as a black man, I'm a black man. That's the way the world sees me. Before I'm conservative or liberal, everything, I'm a black man. That's what I am. What I am on the paper, whatever like that. Take everything, my career, everything. I'm a black man in America, right? And your primal instincts kick in. How do I survive, right? I know as a black man in America, when I got to watch myself around police. I know that. That's just survival, I understand that. That's why I understand these brothers that keep getting these altercations with police, right? I'm like, it could go south really well. Why you pull me over, officer? Well, I smell weed from your car, and and you was going like 100 miles an hour and shit like that, you know, and this, that, and the other thing, and you tossed a bag out there with
Hello.
some illegal contraband and everything. Go ahead, bro.
Hey, you. I never get to know your name though. You always go to my country.
What country?
Sierra Leone.
Yeah, what's going on? My name's Dinish.
Oh, okay.
Don't you like Crypto Black? Don't you like Crypto
Black?
Black?
He do it a little bit, yeah.
God damn, you Crypto Black is Crypto Black twin brother, man. We have a dude Charles for Crypto Black, when a crypto expert. When you look just like him. God damn, brother, you're like a twin. He's from New Jersey.
Yeah, I'm from Jersey.
Oh, okay. You are Crypto Black.
I live in Jersey, but I'm from Sierra Leone, though.
Oh,
okay. Let me correct that. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Dinas, I see you doing things in my country, and that's good. I'm impressed.
I'll be back there in 17 days.
Yo, the thing I wanted to talk about really is, what do you think about this global warming thing that our leaders are signing up to?
Who?
I feel like it's the whole global warming thing our leaders are signing up to.
I mean, our African leaders are puppets. Whatever white leaders tell them to do, they're gonna go follow, man. That's just what they do.
I'm so worried. I'm so worried that we are signing up to these things, and we are not even catching up to the old things that the West is doing.
We have no industries in Africa.
I know, and we're signing up
to
factories. Oh my goodness!
No infrastructure. When I talk about some global warming, get the fuck out of here. Let's heat the world up. Let it blow up. But let's build Africa first.
And we are one that's so dependent on these large fossil fuel things that global warming is going to eradicate. And we're just signing up to be more dependent on the West. I'm like, that's all you guys are signing up to. Like Biden is saying, the US is saying they're gonna try to fund the continent of Africa to catch up. I'm like, we are just signing up to depend on you guys. That's what it looks like. Which is so sad. Like, I don't know.
No, we don't go because we don't stand up like men. We don't listen to men when men speak and everything. Let me tell you something about this global. First, you said global warming. It's now called climate change.
Okay.
Why?
Yeah,
because global warming was debunked.
Was debunked. Yeah.
It was debunked, right? So it's that climate change.
Well, Kyle, explain. Let's back up. Explain how it was debunked. Like, what happened?
Oh, because back in the late 80s, during my time period when I was coming up, right? They said the world's getting warm, global warming, everything. They had us in terrified fear, right? I used to fear this, right?
Right.
That the ice caps was going to melt in the Arctic, right?
And all the U.S. is gonna be underwater like that movie. What was the movie? Where all of the world was underwater except for America was underwater except for Georgia. I forgot the name of the movie, but I know something. They said that they said the polar caps melt. All of America is gonna be we're gonna flood and we're gonna drown
and everything like that, right? So I was terrified. I was terrified, right? I was terrified of this stuff like this, right? And they said hurricanes, all stuff like that as thing. Then people started doing an investigation. The worst hurricane was in 1908, Galveston, Texas.
Yeah.
Before all this, and then also remember the earthquake of 1925, Tokyo, Japan, the worst earthquake the world's ever seen. Tens of thousands of people were killed in Tokyo. Remember that 1925. Iran during that time period had a major earthquake and everything. But this was supposed to be
times 20. Global, it's gonna be times 20 with the global warming.
Yeah, but the thing is, they said that right, and it never happened, right? It said global warming, right? And then like about 20 years ago, we got blanketed with snow so bad, ice roads, the whole eastern coast of America was under ice and everything like that, and we had a prolonged spring. Then it said, okay, Why, if we have global warming, why are we having so many cold days in July? You know, why are we having snow? People seeing snow in parts of America in June. What happened to global warming? Then they said, "Oh, it's climate change." You know, okay,
extreme weather.
They'll say. Then you ask them, climate change to what? No, it's just climate change. Climate change for the better or for worse? And when you start asking them, "Oh, you stupid! You're a climate change denier." That's all this is. Mark my words. Let a climate change person call in. I guarantee you that's what they're going to say. When you start asking them specifics about climate change and global warming, let me tell you what this all comes down to. This is all what it's all about. It's all about us, the black race.
Right.
The black race produces diddly squat. You know what diddly squat means, brother Idris? Nada.
I know. I know.
Nothing. You know, we have no factories. In Ghana, they're talking about cocoa. A buffoonish economy. Ghana should be making chocolates and selling chocolates
and export,
export all
over the world, yeah,
and find them like that. You know, Nigeria should be exporting.
Colin, real quick, they built the first chocolate factory.
Yeah, they're working on it now. Yeah, you're right, Dynasty.
Yeah, I heard about that. Okay, and Liberia too. Liberia's building a chocolate factory. You know, so all these countries that Liberia's smart because we got a lot of Liberians and African Americans who go to Liberia with a different mindset. The average Ghanaian, I just don't have that mind. You know, I know friends of my brothers in Ghana, but they don't have that mind. You know, they think it's I'm the number one cocoa producer in the world. You're the number one gold producer in Africa, but yet 90% of the gold is owned by the Canadian and German and American companies. They say you produce gold. You're not producing it, right? You're letting somebody extract the gold from you. You're not actually producing the gold yourself, right? And putting it in gold bullion and putting it in a bank and putting it in reserves and everything. Someone's robbing your gold and they pay you a pittance and everything. And you basically get money from the IMF because you're good little Negroes over there. And you like that. Your economy, they say, look on the sheet, your economy has growth and whatnot. You know, the CD is doing so well. All this kind of foolishness and everything like that is going on all. And then they tell you that, okay, climate change, right? That means that black people, black countries are never going to get loans for heavy industry, which Africa needs to put its youth to work. We need heavy industry.
And we are heavily dependent on mining. You think about most
mining,
African countries.
We need manufacturing. We need processing.
You're gonna end fuel off the continent of Africa. You're gonna kill half of the population with poverty, because think about Nigeria, right? Nigeria, about 90% of their forex, their foreign exchange, is based on oil. 95%.
Yeah.
That's like so if you take that industry
out. The whole thing is, if you look at what happened in the 1990s with President Abacha, right? He tried to change this, right? Abacha was the best president Africa has ever had, you know? And this was another thing. They called him a dictator. They called him all stuff like that. President Sani Abacha was my friggin' idol. You know, he was my Nigerian hero. He said, look, he got inflation for Nigeria down from 40% down to 5%, you know, in less than 1 year. He's getting rid of structural adjustment programs, right? And he is the reason why we have Aliko Dangote right now. He said we're gonna do. He said we got the market internally in Nigeria while we exporting outside, right? And we got people producers in Kano. You can feed the Lagos market for this, right? And start building highways and everything. He said we got a domestic economy. We don't need to go outside Nigeria. And so you start producing Nigerian millionaires overnight. You know, that's the President Abacha. You know, so the bottom line, that model right there, we don't want to do that because the West has us fooled by telling us the world's going to come to an end. Don't invest in industry. So how's the African youth going to think? Are they all going to be social justice warriors, Dynas?
Right.
Are they all going to have YouTube channels? You know, how's the average African youth going to make its money without industry?
My worry is even with the oil, even with all the natural resources we have, we've not really explored well as Africans. We've not really gained power with those resources that we have, and now they want to end that power that Africa have, like carrying a huge percentage of the oil in the whole world. Now we are going to not you obviously down the road they're trying to get rid of that. And what is Africa gonna do? We don't have industries. Obviously, even the oil will not having proper refineries. We still send the crude oil to parts in the West. They fix it, they refine it, and then send back the petrol, the petrol back to Nigeria, which is sick. You know, and we've not even got to the point where we mine it and produce it into finished goods. Now they're trying to get rid of it. Nigeria as a country have not even start to plan for this yet. And these presidents are signing up to these things. Like, why are you guys signing up to this? You guys are not ready.
Because remember something. Let me say something. And it's not to take a, because I take swipes at African Americans and Africans. A lot of these people attend these meetings just to get a free meal. You know, they serve 5-course meals, these climate summits and everything. And they go over there to get a free meal. And that's all it is.
No, and they give them free money. They give them free money. Well, not free money. They give them. They buy them off.
Yeah. And free food, free food, nice hotel accommodations and everything, The West knows what it's doing, invite them over there, pay for the airline tickets. The last president, Mengoli, remember that? He didn't fly outside Tanzania, somehow he died.
Oh, yeah.
He said, man, I got work to do here. I don't need to go to these stupid nickel and dime summits every two weeks.
He was a very good one though, but that Tanzania have always gotten good leaders though. For most of the time, they get good leaders. They have from independence, they've always got good president. They are that one country that have some good morals and principles. Like in Africa, where you will have like someone like they say you embezzled money. Most times, these people will resign immediately and they are investigated. That's one of the African countries that you can Tanzania, Botswana, and now Paul Kagame in Rwanda. You see the difference he's making. If we can have some of these people.
There's another thing, right? Here we go. Ties back segue thing. Paul Kagame is no nonsense, right?
Yeah.
I had to block this one Congolese brother that I was cool with for years on Facebook. I said one more comment about Paul Kagame and block you. Go ahead. I'm gonna do it. So I blocked him, right? Every day he would get this. This guy would send me voice messages, right? And that 24 hours a day talk about how the Congolese gonna rise up against Paul. I said, you mean to tell me after everything, after the Belgium, Canadian, everything, right? Your biggest problem is Paul Kagame.
I'm telling you.
This is the mentality of the black man. And the white man knows that. He knows that we could easily pit against each other. And we're petty without jealousies and envies and stuff like that. He knows that. So all he does is buy this time. Okay, that's why I said when African immigrants come here, okay, they know that African immigrants trying to get ahead. They ain't trying to go back to their country, right? They're trying to get that bag and everything and say, something. What do you think about African Americans? Oh man, I know African immigrants like, fuck them niggas. I'm good. And that's what right was saying. The white man's holding all the cards in America, Well, we understand that, right? But it's still at the same time, we could still be plotting and everything. Put the nice face on, I understand. Smile when he's supposed to smile and whatnot because it's real. His power is real, right? But understand that your ultimate goal is building with us, And the bottom line is more African immigrants come here. They're gonna be pressured to distance themselves from African Americans, as we saw with the election last night. One lady's a Jamaican lady from Jamaica, and basically I knew this was coming. And basically that was a direct swipe at the African American social justice warrior. This country is not racist. I made it, everything like that. And the bottom line is white people are ready to reward or black people who say this country is not racist and everything like that. And it puts us in a bad position. Like, damn, and then we say, well, we fought for this country, but you guys don't embrace it. So we're for it. You cannot live in a country and not embrace it. Either you embrace it or leave, or get out of it altogether, or keep quiet. And so, like
the trouble I have with some of our brothers really is like Africans. when we come here and we go back home pretending to help, we tend to be more corrupt than even the ones that were there. And that's one thing that bothers me. Like, I feel like it's important for us to come to the West and learn things, right? But then when you go back home, implement it in a way that it betters the country. But, we have these people that come here and learn things. I mean, some of them make it become very successful and go back home. And they are just corrupt. They just eating the people dry. Like, I'm like now, you're like people like my country. If you notice, I mean, I know he's your friend, our president. He
Go ahead.
No, I'm not setting you up to fail though.
Go ahead.
And I'm from that tribe, so obviously I will support that the president that's there right now, I'm from that party. But I still feel like we have a lot of people that in that party that are in ministerial positions and important positions. And these people we are trained from this part of the world. Why are they not making changes that will be better for the people back home? I don't understand. Most of them still owns home here and they still pay mortgages here. And you think about it, that country is so poor. How can you own a home here that's $4,000-$5,000 a month, and probably your salary is about $10,000, including everything they will give you? You still have to end up stealing money to make it, because you still own businesses or homes here that you have to fund. You see, those are part of the problem that country is facing. I mean, I love the guy because he has a passion for the country when he was running. But to be honest, I think they are failing us. Like, you think about rice. You know the price of rice back home, right? A bag of rice,
It's expensive.
Very.
And it's imported, but like slaves from Sierra Leone were specifically brought to like places like Virginia, all the way down to South Carolina for rice. But now we import rice in Sierra Leone.
Exactly. I had when you were talking to the guy, I think he's a Black American that now lives in Freetown.
Fode.
Yeah, Fode. And you guys were talking about the Gulaguchis. And historically, back in the day, we used to export rice.
Right.
We used to export rice. I mean, when you read our history, we used to export rice. So how come people are not going back to that? Because I was saying something, the government should be able, like in times like this where people are suffering relative to the economy that we have in our country, people cannot afford 400,000 leones bag of rice. That is crazy.
Right. Rice is expensive. I have my friend in Liberia. We have rice programs and everything I'm a part of and everything. We're growing rice and everything in Liberia. And pretty soon, trust me, Liberian rice is going to be in Sierra Leone. Liberian rice is going to be it's really nice rice is going to be in Sierra Leone very, very soon. You mark my words. But the thing is, you got to understand something, right? And I noticed this when I went to the continent, right? And like I said, if we were all connected, like I said earlier in this show, right? If when a white man, when you see a Japanese, right, he could be a big tycoon, right? A Japanese street sweeper, right? He could be a street sweeper. He's the best street sweeper. He's a cleaner, everything. He's just as much as a Japanese as a tycoon. They're all the same thing. But in the black race, right, for some reason, there's no cohesion, right?
No.
So therefore, we don't want to be the farmer. Someone has to farm. We don't want to be a farmer. You understand? Farming is part of, when you're a farmer, right? When you go to Japan, the farmer in Japan, right? They're doing the traditional rice dancing and stuff like that, right? And they have modern mechanized farming system, right? But they feed the nation. The Japanese rice costs 6 times what it costs, whatever. But they basically make sure that their rice gets on the market, right? Even though America's trying to get into Japanese rice market, they can't get into it. The Uruguay agreements of 1993, didn't break it, right? So what happens is this: the Japanese understand that if we basically sell out the rice farmers, our cultural cohesion will be destroyed. The Japanese farmers, see, that's what nationalism is. we as black people, we don't have a sense of nationalism. Whereas a businessman or a person of big affairs feels like he's connected to the rice farmer in Sierra Leone. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I'm over here, I got my money and everything. And it shows. The fact that it shows, you know, everybody's doing their own thing. That's why we don't support each other. We don't build with each other and everything. You know, I mean, you know, the people who ate, like I look at some of these chat rooms right here, talk about Abacha was switch. That was a lie. Abacha was trying to recover money from switchback from Babangida and all these other people and everything, right? But the media try to pin that on Abacha, like he had the money to switch accounts. You know, the bottom line is, you know who hates Aliko Dangote the most? He's loved all over the black world. Nigerians.
And
you know?
me.
Huh?
And me. I don't hate him, but I don't like some of the things he does.
Well, oh, come on, brother. Well, let me ask you a question. What could he do for you to not like him? Why do we always gotta?
All right, let me give you.
Who else?
Let me give you a little bit. No, I you know, I'm not saying he should not. I like some of the things he does, but it's just the way he do them. Like you know, if take for example, if he goes in a country with his cement factories, right? If he open a cement factory in, let's say, he go now to Sierra Leone and open a cement factory, all of the other smaller ones, he acts like Walmart or like Amazon. He kind of drown all the smaller companies because he has the funds to outpower them. And then it end up being he's the sole producer of cement in that country.
Let me ask you a question.
And I think that should be a problem. That would be a problem down the road.
This is a problem, right? Do you know if we had real development in Africa, then we wouldn't have this conversation?
You are right.
Like I said, check this out. There's an old Japanese saying: instead of two people fighting over a rice bowl, let's increase the size of the bowl, right? Because of the fact of the matter is, Dangote produces cement, right? Boom, it's there, right? And he produces at a low price and everything, right?
Yeah.
People, the governments in these countries don't really support with logistics these other companies that have to get the cement from point A to point E. Cement, you could ruin cement by rain, wear and tear, and everything like that. When you that, right? Dangote has all that mapped out. You know how to get it to the market, how to get it to the person, everything, logistics. Now you could say Dangote could basically franchise out to smaller companies as suppliers and dealers and
empower them. Yeah.
But a lot of people don't want to do that. You know, say, okay, what do you do? And we come under the Dangote Corporation. You know, the Dangote Corporation. Why can't Sierra Leonean, Liberian, Cement Co, Liberian, all those people like that become partners with Dangote on that level? You got Asians do that all the time. You know,
my worry is the monopoly though.
Here and everything. But the African only wants to see, oh yeah, he's Dangote, but he's a Nigerian, so he's the enemy. Instead of him having subsidiaries, underlings, and affiliates all throughout the continent, but you're all building together, sharing technology together, and everything.
But that's what I'm saying. Monopoly is not good.
It's not up to him to initiate that. The other countries got to initiate that. You know.
My brother, the power that Aliko Dangote have in Africa is even more than some countries. I can tell you that. It's even powerful than some of the countries that you talk about. It's just like, you know, because Africa is so splintered, right? We don't have the power to negotiate in the negotiating table. Which was part of the problem why the original essence of OAU was because they wanted to get a bigger part. So when you negotiate, you have more power. Now, Africa is so splintered with small countries. So someone like Dangote, if he goes to most countries in Africa, he's going to dominate. He's going to dominate because everybody does things in a smaller level, you know. And you guys have been to Liberia and Sierra Leone. These countries are small. most things people do comparative to things you will see in Nigeria is small. It's small. I mean, the market is not there. That's one. It's not. So I for me, my worry with Aliko is that he does things. The monopoly he's doing is getting scarier for one person to. It's just like Amazon here. Amazon is owning everything.
Well,
and that's what he is doing in
we just
Africa.
mentioned cement. What about the fact that he's building the first real big refinery, oil refinery in
Yes.
Nigeria? I mean,
Yes.
that's going to save billions of dollars of revenue by Nigeria being able to produce and export gasoline. Are you guys going to boycott it because it's coming from him? And everything. This is a mentality I'm talking about.
Now, that refinery, the government, several governments in Nigeria have said they wanted to do refineries, and it never came up. Right? He's doing it, but I hope he's doing it with his own money. I hope he's not partnering up with foreigners.
I don't think it's with his own money completely. I think
that's what I suspect.
Yeah.
That's exactly. I'm not too sure. That's why I don't want to say it, but that's what I suspect that
Well,
he's partnering with.
the way it works is this. Dangote organization is a horizontally integrated industrial corporation. I mean, horizontally means across, right? That means there's all his subsidiaries, supply chain comes across. Vertical integration means that you own everything from top to bottom. That's vertical integration. That means up, everything flows up. So therefore, the company that's going to supply Dangote with the logistics to build some of the pipes and everything it's going to come from a third party. That's horizontal integration. Now, when he gets to the point where he can build refineries on his own, he has his own company that could put the pipes together, logistics, and the oil refineries together. Right? That's vertical. That means he not only he built, but he has all the expenses. He has all the expenses. Horizontal integration is how a lot of companies again Hyundai corporation started off horizontally, and then it became a vertically integrated corporation. Same thing with Mitsubishi. Mitsubishi was horizontally integrated, and then after a while, it became vertically integrated when it built its own factories, subsidiaries, and supply chains and stuff like that. So that's just the way it goes. Dangote could do that across the continent and everything like that. I don't think we should begrudge him.
No, I'm not begrudging him. I just hope that whatever he does empowers more business people. Rather than like it's just like I said, like Walmart. When Walmart comes to a community, smaller stores are gonna shut. When Amazon is shutting everybody down now, it don't have to be nowhere. It shuts everybody down. But those are the problems that I hope we will not get in Africa down the road.
Africa really needs is it has a potential right there because, like I said, Liberia is basically a first world country but a third world economy. And Liberia is a first world country. As more and more Africans become urbanized and modernized, they want the modern way of life and modern way of living. There's a tremendous opportunity in building distribution channels and distribution systems throughout the continent and stuff like that. So there's really no reason why we should be even going through all the stuff we're going through, other than the fact that we just don't put our minds to building anything sustainable. So this.
Dynast.
Yes, sir.
We should link up.
Okay.
We should link up. Yeah, we should link up. I have some things that are tied up with me right now, but I'm thinking about doing things back home too.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm thinking about doing things. I mean, I already have things there, but like I have lands and stuff, but not like I've not started anything yet.
Okay.
I'm trying to do like farming. 4 Mile, right?
Who?
Beyond 4 Mile. Like when you go in beyond Waterloo.
Okay, but I haven't been. I mean, I've been to Waterloo, but I haven't been past Waterloo.
Oh, really?
I mean, I've been to Bow, but I haven't been like Waterloo. I haven't been past.
You pass 4 Mile going to Bow.
Okay, well, I guess I passed it.
Yeah, you passed it on the highway, but it's
but
beyond
going
those.
to going to Bow from Freetown, I don't go through Waterloo.
Where do you go through?
We go through like Kent. Like we go that way.
Oh, you go around. You go around and then you come back on the highway.
Right. Yeah. I know.
To go to Maishaka and 91 and then you go Bo and Moyamba Junction and Bo and then Kenema.
Right.
Yeah, so I mean you do pass 4 miles somehow because you come back through Benguima. Okay. I mean through the peninsula, you go around and come back on the highway and then you go through Maishaka.
Okay.
Yeah, but down that end, I'm trying to do farming there, but I'm still thinking what I want to do on it, what kind of farming and stuff like that. Yeah, but we should hook up though.
Okay. Yes, sir. All right, brother. We appreciate you coming on.
Dias, this Princess Royal is like taking major shots in the chat room. She said now he's pitting continental Africans on Black Americans. Everything I said, it sounded like I was putting Africans on continental, or basically preaching a message of unity.
I don't know what you're talking about, but
what do people talk about? So whatever.
But what we'll do, Colin, we'll go ahead and start closing out, brother. I know you got your show, and I got some.
Oh yeah, I got my show, and my show tonight is on Gangsta Radio. Tune in tonight, Call Nation Radio Show, Gangsta Radio tonight. Also, if you want to join a social media, a Black-owned power, a Pan-African social media app, as an app, go to BAIO Global Pipeline and download it on your app store. Join our social network, everything. Like I said, after January, I'm seriously considering deleting my Facebook app, Twitter app, and TikTok. First thing to do is, if we want to be unified, we got to be on the same platforms. And we created a social media platform, an app that you could be with Pan-Africanists from every country in the world that's serious and everything. We have our own forums. You can create your own groups, your own discussion pages, everything, just like Facebook, everything. But it's a Pan-African forum. It's called the BAIO Global Pipeline. Okay. Tonight, my show is at 11 p.m. on Gangsta Bill Radio. You can see it in the sticker right there, 11 o'clock. I'll be talking about different topics. And you see the Raw College Genesis when I go live. That broadcast is on hundreds of platforms around the world, worldwide audience, millions of listeners. And so the bottom line is, so this movement and everything is going places. I'm disappointed that this girl called in. She took shots at me in the chat room. She didn't want to call in.
Don't worry about it, Colin. Yeah. Don't worry about it, brother. Let it go. Everyone, thank you so much for joining. Like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, family. Sierra Leone, if you want to roll, we're leaving November 19th. Also, citizenship opportunities are available. Again, citizenship opportunities are available. Send me an email, searchforhuru.com. Until next time, family, that is Mir Search for Huru. Peace.